Session 6, the topic is thoughts are not facts, and we start off exactly the same as the last session, practice holding a difficulty. And then we talk about how your mood affects your thinking. So the exercise is you're at an office and this is a short version here. You're a coworker and you have an argument, and then a little bit later, a different coworker walks by and says, "Sorry, I don't have time to talk." So you just had an argument with a coworker, so you're probably thinking, well, they don't like me, or what's wrong with me, or they thought I was unprofessional. We set up another scenario where your boss just praised your work, and so you're now in a great mood, and somebody walks by and says, "Sorry, I don't have time to talk." You're probably more likely to think, well, they're just busy, and I'll talk to them later, no big deal. Sometimes people think they're jealous, and that's an interesting thought, but we're recognizing that my mood affects the way I think. So how could a thought be a fact if it changes based on my mood? Right? You can see this in other people. If you have a really good friend that you know is nice and they say, I'm just having a bad day, or they're, being a little short with you, you can recognize, well, I know they're going through some difficult things, so I'm not going to take it seriously. It takes a lot more maturity for us to recognize, I'm in a bad mood today, I'm likely to say things I don't mean, and I'm going to regret it tomorrow, so please be patient with me. But you can get to this point where you realize, oh, yeah, I'm thinking this way because of my mood. That's not reality. It's very powerful. So the idea is to pause, whether it's a 3-minute breathing space or just a moment. Check in with yourself as you are, and then decide, do I want to do something about this or not? I don't have to do anything with strong thoughts, but it's just this ability to pause and notice. And here's where we give some instructions on what to do when your thoughts get very difficult, like with John's anxiety. Here are 5 things you can do when the thoughts just won't go away and they're really strong. One is you can just watch them come and go. It's very freeing to realize you don't have to answer back. There's nobody else in your head. You're not accountable to answer every thought that pops up. You can just watch them, and that's what they've been practicing now for 6 weeks. Recognize that chances are there's an underlying emotion there, right? Nobody ruminates and worries if they're calm. So that's why I talked about these become signs of my emotional state. So it's almost like, oh, well, thank you, thought. Now you've let me know that I'm overwhelmed, so I'll go do something about that. View the thought as a mental event rather than a fact. And this is a subtle one, but again, experientially, it's easier to get this when you're practicing these exercises, but you realize a thought is an event in my mind. It's not correlated. It can be connected or represent, but it's not the same as physical reality. It's a thought inside my mind. Another suggestion is to write the thoughts down on paper. This is probably one of the reasons why journaling is so effective. I'm getting it outside of my head, writing it down, I can see it. I'm decentering from the thought. And the 5th suggestion when thoughts are really strong is to just sit with them using that wiser part of your mind. And that's what we do with that sitting with a difficulty exercise. Okay, thought, you're not going away. Let me just sit with you. And it may dissolve at that point, or you may have some new insight or whatever it is, but you will at least let go of the automatic struggles with your own thoughts. Part of the homework assignment is going to be to set up an early warning system. So we actually have a structured handout where we ask them, what are the thoughts that pop up when your stress is rising, or depression or pain or whatever it is? What emotions show up? What behaviors do you start to do? What do you feel in your body? And so, again, we want them to be able to notice early on, what are the early warning signs that things are getting worse, so I can then become proactive with them. We also ask them as part of their homework assignment to pick their own exercises. I kind of tease clients, It shouldn't feel like, gosh, I got to go be with myself for a few minutes. Find exercises that you enjoy, that you look forward to. Maybe it's walking, maybe you like the sitting and listening one, whatever it might be. Decide what you want to keep practicing.